Welcome to Change Pace Poetry. My name is Leland Jamieson. I hope you'll stay tuned for a free offer that I will make you about 5 or 6 minutes into this reading of poetry. I want to start with Robert Frost, 2 poems of his which are in the public domain. One is called The Pasture. I'm going out to clean the pasture spring. I only stop to rake the leaves away and wait to watch the water clear, I may. I shan't be gone long, you come too. I'm going out to fetch the little calf that's standing by the mother. It's so young it totters when she licks it with her tongue. I shan't be gone long, you come too. A warm introduction by Robert Frost to the first full collection of his works. There's been a subsequent one, so I don't know where that poem is now. The second poem of his that I'd like to read is called Reluctance. Out through the fields and woods and over the walls I have wended. I have climbed the hills of view and looked at the world and descended. I have come by the highway home, and lo, it is ended. The leaves are all dead on the ground, save those that the oak is keeping, to ravel them one by one, and let them go scraping and creeping out over the crusted snow, when others are sleeping. And the dead leaves lie huddled and still, no longer blown hither and thither. The last aster is gone. The flowers of the witch hazel wither. The heart is still aching to seek, but the feet question, whither? Ah, when to the heart of man was it ever less than a treason to go with the drift of things, to yield with a grace to reason, and bow and accept the end of a love or a season? That's Robert Frost. 2 poems from the public domain. Now I'd like to read 2 of my own. The landscape for the first is the skyline of the city of Hartford, looking out over rooftops from the parapet of Bushnell Memorial Hall, where I worked and had gone to look at a problem with a leaking roof. I was surprised with something else I found there. This is called Prophecy of a Mollusk. 100 feet above the street, reposing on a limestone bed, exposed to thirst of summer's heat, a tiny conch-like seashell pled with me to lend my ears and head. The thumb of man's a blunderbuss, your acid rains eroding us. That's why I now repose above my fellows you have washed away. Flared fossil fuels already shove Earth's calving ice down every bay. You can't forever be blasé. Consume our carbon heat sinks, oil, gas, coal, and you'll make oceans boil. Now, on a deeper level, of course, that poem asks us to live more consciously, and so does, in a different way, the following poem, which is a short take on Plato's Apology 38. It's a triolet, that is to say, a form that provides for the repetition of the first line in the position of line 4 and of line 7. So here's a triolet called A Loyalist. Our unexamined life is not worth fog, said Socrates, and laid his mirror down before the youths he probed as pedagogue. Our unexamined life is not worth fog, he told an Athens elder's demagogue who offered exile fragrant eiderdown. Our unexamined life is not worth fog, said Socrates, and laid his mirror down. And now for the free offer. Let me tell you, when I was a teen, I was afraid to try to write in rhyme. I was afraid of failure, afraid I couldn't get the words to work out so that they sounded as in places they should sound and made sense where they should make sense. And I confess it wasn't until I retired that I got my courage up and taught myself how to write a formal metrical verse with end rhymes as well as internal chimes. So I want to invite you to take a shortcut if you're interested in learning to write in rhyme. Go to my website, jamiesonspoetry.com. You Rhyme It is the last page on that site. So if you go there, click on You Rhyme It, you'll find a tutorial which I invite you to take advantage of. There's no cost. It will instruct you in how to write rhyming verse using the reverse principle. Remember that, the reverse principle. You will be surprised, I think, with the results. So learn what you can, write a half a dozen poems using the reverse principle from beginning to end, and then send me the single one that represents your best work. And to the 3 poets who send me their best work, and to the 3 that are the best of all the work that comes in and I review, I will write formal critiques, so you'll have some feedback on your individual work. And if your poem is the best of the best, I will invite you to post it on this website, and to perhaps, if it's really, really good, I'll ask if I may read it with your permission, since you're not yet in the public domain, right? Here's that website again, jamiesonspoetry.com. Go to the last page, You Rhyme It, and let me hear from you. If you should become puzzled with the instructions, just write me a letter and I'll see if I can answer your questions. Thanks so much. Happy rhyming.